Well, hello there, and thanks for joining me today. Henry's come to see us, so let's get started on my thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 after 20 hours. I have played and completed the original KCD and all of its DLC only a few years ago, and absolutely loved it, with it easily being one of my all-time favourite games. So I'm not coming into it completely blind, and I'm still familiar with the story and gameplay mechanics. I've very much been looking forward to playing this, even going as far as to pre-ordering it the moment it became available. You start the game and are immediately thrown straight into the action, where you're introduced to some of my favourite returning characters from the previous game, Godwin and Hans, who are currently engaged in what looks like a losing battle. After Hans takes a hit from an arrow and mutters his new favourite catchphrase, Audentes Fortuna Juvat, please excuse my butchering of this, we are transported back in time by several weeks to where the first game ends, with Henry and his entourage delivering a letter to Trotsky.
Audentes Fortuna Juvat! The pond looks inviting, and we've got wine enough.
And what about those bandits?
Well, they're probably keeping their heads down, what with that big patrol combing the woods for them. Come on, fellas. We'll camp here on the bank. At least we can bathe. I stink almost as bad as the rest of you, and you lot are rank!
With some foreshadowing of what's to come, several weeks in the past, at their campsite by the lake, you are taught how to care for Mutt and some basic combat skills here, having a mock fight with Sir Hans, where if you manage to win on PlayStation like my Henry did, you'll get a nice trophy for your efforts too.
I yield! Enough! Oh, for fuck's sake, you're unstoppable! Oh, you won the bet, fair and square. I'll settle with you when we get to Trotsky. Now let's go and eat. That swordplay gave me quite an appetite.
Oh, that really shrivels the old ballsack.
What's the matter? Females! Let's go to them. Sir Hans.
Oh, shut up and let's go!
Fucking God, you're
During a long overdue wash and search for females, the group's camping spot is surrounded and is where we bear witness to how it all goes so wrong for the group. Everyone but Henry and Hans are massacred, along with your letter also being stolen from you.
Letter.
What are you gaping at? Shoot! Well, don't just stand there, you idiot! After them! Along the bank!
Christ! When did you learn to swim? Just now.
During your escape from the murderous bandit scum, Henry and Hans attempt to disappear into the night, surrounded with what I think is a marvellous backdrop of firelit torches bouncing off the rocky cliff scenery. But during a skirmish with your hunters, Henry is unfortunately bested by gravity.
Mother?
I ain't your ma, laddie. Oh, may all the saints be praised. I was afraid you'd never wake up again.
What? Where am I?
Where would you be? Here in my cabin, where you and that pal of yours burst in last night. Slowly, lad. Slowly.
Luckily, after your dash from death, Hans manages to get a delirious Henry to safety at an old herbwoman's house.
Here soon. I don't feel right being here with that corpse in my yard. Seeing him lying there gives me chills. I can't think straight.
I understand. It makes me anxious too. Maybe I could manage to bury him somewhere. Or at least hide him somewhere further off in the woods.
The Lord be praised. I'd be truly glad of that.
After your brush with death and being saved by Hans and the herbwoman Bojena, you are presented with your first choices and consequences action. To bury and hide the dead bandits, or leave them to rot in your saviour's garden. I decided to bury them all to avoid any future danger to my Henry or Bojena.
Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Once you are both able, Hans and Henry set off to finish what they started, but are hilariously dismissed with what appears to be the entire castle's bowel movements at Trotsky Castle, much to their disgust.
Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am? No, we fucking don't!
Look, wait. Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
Unsure of what their next move should be, they head to a local tavern where they unsurprisingly get in a brawl. Shockingly, they are both unceremoniously locked up and pummeled by fruit and whatnot by the local peasant folk. This leads to them quarrelling with each other and parting ways for the time being.
Bastards! This will cost you dearly.
Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse.
What?
You behave like a spoilt brat.
How dare you speak? I bid you farewell.
This is when the game really opens up to you and you are given free rein to pursue as many bathmaids as your heart desires. Although it was a tad too long, I think the game does quite a good job of introducing newcomers and also refreshing the memories of returning fans to the game's basic mechanics. Combat still has a decent learning curve, but it's still very enjoyable, especially after training a Tomcat and learning how to use Master Strikes. As far as game issues go, I haven't really had any real issues yet, other than Sir Jan Sameen getting stuck in an endless face washing animation, which required me having to load a previous save. I've also had amusing instances of chickens getting stuck on invisible objects and strange cutscene angles at times, where occasionally a tree branch blocks off the person talking in a cutscene. Saviour snaps are still a touchy subject for some. It can be frustrating at times, especially due to my own poor planning when I lost around 45 minutes of gameplay after a mishap with some bandits. But at the end of the day you can, with some prior planning, still utilise the save system by making copious amounts of saviour snaps or using the save and exit option from the pause menu. After the game opens up and you've acquired a horse, even finding an old friend if you look hard enough, your eyes are treated to a feast with how great the game looks. Especially when compared to the first game, Warhorse have improved the look and feel of KCD immensely. Even though I'm feeling quite hungry, riding through 15th century Bohemia has never looked so flash. After some exploration, Henry is tasked with saving a gameskeeper and helping him with removing a group of poachers. Henry was struggling with taking these guys on in combat, so I waited until nightfall, and like a stealthy 15th century Bohemian ninja, I eliminated them one by one while they slept. Henry may have even relocated some of their possessions. It's not like they'll be needing them anymore. I'm looking forward for the potential freedom and flexibility that KCD 2 will hopefully continue providing me. It's making for an interesting and engaging experience so far. To further assist you in combat, you can find Poor Lost Mutt in the early stages of the game. Combat gets easier to manage when multiple foes are attacking you, with you being able to direct Mutt to cause a distraction so you can get a hit or two in. Using a bow or crossbow is more user friendly this time around as well. My Henry has been kept busy, mostly avoiding the main quest by helping a missing nomad, by repaying Bojana and helping her put old rivalries to rest, searching out lost companions, and also becoming the #1 fighter in the Trotsky region, with plenty more still to do. I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with KCD 2, with Warhorse Studios improving on so much from the first game. I am just so glad that I get to continue Henry's story all the way through to what is hopefully a great conclusion to his story. Every story needs an audience. Thanks for being mine. I genuinely appreciate it.